As soon as I respond to this person and say, listen, brother, we know what his opinion is, there is no context that will, that will make this look good. He is in support of Israel's actions. He said support of Palestinians need to die. What is this?
Palestinians don't have like some national autonomy or authority there. They were just a state within the Ottoman Empire, and like those ethnic people were just roughly allowed to live there. Do you have any idea as to how this mess will end? My guess is Israel is going to attack the Gaza Strip. There's probably going to be a fair amount of damage and deaths, and in 3 weeks, maybe, or 2 weeks, all of us are going to forget about this and move on to the next thing. People are conflating the baby with the 40.
Damn, he did such a... Wait, what? He was so right, dude.
And in 3 weeks, maybe, or 2 weeks, all of us are going to forget about this and move on to the next thing. People are conflating the baby with the 40 babies, and it's not like every single baby was... Why can't these other Arab states take in their brothers? Where are our Arab brothers and sisters?
Why do we care about this loser? I would say that he's probably one of the more prominent pro-Israel voices in general, especially online. Obviously, he's not one of the most prominent voices for Israel on mainstream media, but he definitely is. An orbiter yesterday was crying about your gun tweet and was having a hard time ignoring Bonarelli saying that he is pro-genocide. He pretty much came with her son, wasn't joking, even though you said it was a joke and Bonarelli really was joking. Yeah, I know.
Sisters to host their other brothers and sisters. Shapiro posted AI content of Israeli babies claiming it was real. That is not true. Those pictures were real. Anybody claiming that it's AI babies is lying. That is not true. Yeah, I don't know. I should look into this. I should do, once I get home, well, I hope it's still somewhat relevant so we can like research it. I don't think anybody in the Middle East really likes Palestinians. They seem to be pretty insane anywhere they go. They're not going to annex Gaza. That's not going to happen.
Okay. Well, be careful. We don't want to have you having a Hasan moment.
I'll stake a big claim on that. There is no shot that they annex it. If they did annex it, it would only be after a massive ethnic cleansing of Gazans out of the...
I like that they call it a Hasan moment in that community. When you like, he literally has a sequence of false predictions on a daily fucking basis. But it's like everybody always talks about the Russia will not invade Ukraine moment. That's literally at this point years ago. Something that I immediately, the side that is always wrong, as long as they're always wrong, but along with America's State Department, can always consistently get things wrong. It does not matter. But if you are against American propaganda, if you are against the American State Department's actions, if you're against American imperialism, the one fucking prediction you get wrong, even if your analysis on it was sound, even if you were literally channeling what Zelensky was saying, it doesn't matter. They will repeat it all the fucking time. Because you have to remember, I like how you're so chill about this. I didn't know there was major beef until I met a D fan IRL and he was unhinged and talking shit on you. I never really heard about you talk about D until these last few months. Yes, I did not talk about Divorcelli until the Israel shit. Okay, that's it. And in the beginning of October 7, I even said that as long as you are pro-Palestinian emancipation, I think that it's fine. You're on the right side of history. I even fucking gave props to goblin porn lover Vosh for his consistent defense of Palestinians. I don't know where he is at now or what he believes now. I said the same for, horse porn, not goblin porn. Said the same for Boner Box too. I don't give a shit about this weirdo's fucking orbiters as long as they are pro-Palestinian and pro-Palestinian emancipation. That's what I care about. That's all I give a shit about. That's all I care about on this issue. It is wild though that like, yeah, IRL in real life, his fucking fans are also bringing that exact same level of intensity to conversation to be like, I fucking hate this random dude online on Twitter. Like this dude has despised me and stalked my ass with this fucking rabid ass community for the past 5 years and has every step of the way tried to make my life miserable. And even I don't fucking talk about him in the real world. You know what I mean? Why the fuck would I ever bring him up? And I didn't for years. And the only reason why I do now is because of this Israel Defense Brigade shit that he does on a genuine, on a regular basis. A lot easier to appear reasonable and kind when you don't have to confront your moral position every fucking time something awful happens.
Gazan territory into Egypt or into the sea. Bro, you have an optics issue? I have an optics issue for fucking retards. cards, okay? You can watch anything I've said on this, or you can engage with any level of what I've said on this. You can argue that I have a quote-unquote optics issue, the same way that Palestinians have an issue that their bodies are... Hold on, I almost made an unhinged comment. There weren't like a group of people there that were like, we are the state of Palestine, or there was some territory recognized as Palestine or whatever prior to the British mandate of Palestine. Israel doesn't have radical terrorist factions as part of its state or government. Yeah, everybody has been on the, like, team of no ethnic cleansing. Like, yeah, this isn't novel. Yeah, no.
Yeah, except he wasn't.
See, look, he's got the Destiny take. Ethnically cleansing isn't always bad.
Illegal settlements is not the threshold. I just don't know what the threshold would be.
It would probably be an excess number of civilian casualties. 10,000 feels bad, 20,000 feels bad, 30,000 feels bad. If like more than like 20, 30, 40,000 people, yeah, I think that would be really, really, really bad for Israel. Once this particular incursion into the Gaza Strip stops, I think everybody goes back to not giving a fuck again. That's my guess. A Palestinian identity is a myth. The idea that there's some Palestinian national identity prior to 48 is bull. Destiny, do you believe that Biden continuing to support the war effort is in his best interest for re-election? Yes, Israel's unbelievably popular with...
His talking points are so easy to deflect. It's insane that people look to him as a source of intelligence. It's because his talking points might be easy to deflect, but debates, and I've repeated this over and over again, debates are not done for the truth, for arriving at the truth. Debates are conducted by those who are good at rhetoric. So most people that try to address any of the things that he's saying, especially in a real-time conversation, are going to end up getting yelled at quite a bit, and then also humiliated by his fan base that will never let go. His fan base are like a bunch of fucking pit bulls to a baby, okay? They are piranhas. They'll swarm you. They'll literally clip shit permanently out of context. They will go after your friends. They will go after those you collaborate with, and they will consistently keep doing this over and over again because they basically are the exact same people that used to operate this way during the peak of the alt-right. Destiny debated a lot of alt-right dipshits and converted them to not being like liberals or progressives really, but just Destiny fans. And they never actually let go of the blood sport that they loved. They never actually let go of the attitudes that they had. They never let go of their resentment. They never examined their worldview. They never really changed anything. They just said, yeah, I was an edgelord nihilist who called himself maybe a neo-Nazi. Now I'm an edgelord nihilist who calls himself a liberal, a Brandon supporter, a neoliberal, if you will. You know, pick whatever you want to pick. It doesn't matter because the real fun here is the toxicity, is the drama, is the cyber stalking, and it's the community memes that you cultivate off of shitting on those who are in the out group. It's actually pretty simple. That's it. That's basically all that is going on here. You know what I mean? Did you really just, like, see? They're here. They will always show themselves as well, by the way. They love lolcowing and they love debating, which is precisely the reason why they don't really have a lot of friends in the real world, because nobody wants to be around a dude who's like constantly fucking chirping about every single issue non-fucking stop, which is why I try to urge you guys in this community to consistently not be that person either, because I think it's like really fucking lame. Because as soon as I respond to this person and say, listen, brother, we know what his opinion is, there is no context that will, you know, that will make this look good. He is in support of Israel's actions in Palestine against the Palestinian population. He will move on to the next thing that I mentioned or something else. He will never address the point. A content creator that I really like that used to cover the tactics in which the alt-right operate fairly well is what's that guy? He did like all of those. He did all those like videos. What was his name? You clocked them so quick. They have logs about Destiny back from 2019 and have debate lorded you recently. Of course I did. Alt-right playbook from Innuendo Studios. Exactly. The alt-right playbook from Innuendo Studios is actually pretty good because if you go through their entire alt-right playbook, you will realize like, oh my God, that's exactly what they do. That's it. Those are the tactics. The tactics have never changed. And the position for why, like the reason for why those tactics even exist is because it's for fun. These guys are not genuinely morally interested in it. There might be some people who are morally invested in, like, I guess, Israel doing ethnic cleansing. But ultimately, the real reason is drama and debate and toxicity and whatever Divorcelli chooses as his next target, they'll fucking grab onto, and they'll intercept communities, and they'll act like they've been there and act like they've been fans for years. Like they basically are, I would say, a more presentable version of like Ice Poseidon's fan base. Like it's the same kind of weaponization of autism, but at least these guys understand the room a little bit better. They will, however, still come across like unhinged weirdos if you start asking them about what they feel about incest or age of consent or whatever. But they know at least how to present themselves. Like they know how to say like, oh, I'm just curious. All I'm saying is it's not an accident. So many in this dude's community are straight up like fans of genuine pedophile Nazis. Like I'm talking real neo-Nazis. I'm not going to fucking mention their name on here, but like he has collaborated with neo-Nazis regularly, frequently, some of which are actual pedophiles, actual neo-Nazis who have given money to neo-Nazi defense funds, and it's just memes. It's just for the memes, actually. We just think that they're funny, and they just do funny memes. But the real reason why he has collaborated with them, no, I'm not talking about Nick Fuentes. I'm talking about Sam Hyde. Now, of course, the real reason why he collaborated with him was because he keeps saying that he wants to kill me. Sam Hyde, that is. Another person that I rarely ever mention because who the fuck cares? He's a pedophile Nazi. But he collaborated with him. I remember at the time, it was the top post at LSF. They deleted it, of course, now. But it was a top post at LSF, him being like, yeah, I want to kill him. You lay down with dogs, you're going to get some fleas, you know? You should treat them like football watchers treat Arsenal fans. Why argue with Arsenal fans when you can just wait? Just wait for them to embarrass themselves, lol. Yeah, exactly. What was the story about him trying to pipe the lady sinking migrant boats? Yeah. A lot of these people just carry fucking generational resentment almost. And they just hold on to failures that they've had in the past. And these hangups actually end up ruining their lives. In my opinion, it's just very unhealthy. That's it. Dudes who've lost out on opportunities or had phenomenal opportunities and fucked up the bag by being out and about Nazis, like the Cartoon Network show, the Adult Swim show that Sam Hyde used to have. And then that fall off ruins their fucking brain even further. Anyway, and they hold their grievances, like they hold that close to themselves. Like they still fucking talk about how like they think Tim Heidecker is the reason why Sam Hyde lost his fucking Adult Swim job. And they fucking will go to ridiculous extents, doxing, stalking, harassment. And they are exactly what you think they are. They look like the fucking Soy Jack meme in real life. They look like the fucking Cartman playing WoW in real life for the most part. It's just because I think in reality, this kind of resentment is just very pathetic, and holding on to this grievance and not letting go and just moving on is going to just fuck your brain up after a while. That's it.
Most American voters, of course. You have to acknowledge that the Palestinian people want violence. Not Hamas, not the PLO, and not just the terrorists, but Palestinians en masse think that fighting will serve their end. That thought needs to be wiped out. I'm sorry, but no offense, Iran's lost, okay? I'm sorry, they are the losers of the Middle East. Everybody looks at them, everybody laughs. They try to mine the fucking sea to the south of them. They try to shoot shit into Saudi Arabia. But Iran, the Ayatollah is such a loser, even the people in Iran hate the government, okay?
Sodas were not allowed in. Cookies were not allowed in. Can you explain to me what threat cookies pose to Israel from your perspective?
Well, if they're the Keebler Elf ones, it's like 200 calories a cookie, so maybe they just didn't want people getting fat. Are the people in Gaza being starved? When that population has exploded, one of the highest birth rates in the past 2 decades, I don't understand how they could sustain it if they didn't have food. Why did Israel ban potato chips, cookies, Gaza Strip?
Oh, wait, he Googled it, dude. He's going to Google a talking point real quick, bro. Just wait.
I read the ICJ opinion, and they didn't say to stop doing X. They just said, be careful.
With no weapons, just marked from a drone.
Yeah, I would say these guys are almost certainly Hamas. Footage being real doesn't mean you're not being manipulated. For instance, the Flower Massacre. That's not fake, but it's staged. Look at all these cameramen. This is film. This is.
He's doing Pallywood? Bro, you're not even Israeli. What's happening? Bro's talking like a fucking settler, dude. How did this happen? Like, I don't hear about Pallywood from anyone that is not directly like an Israeli ultranationalist. That's shocking. Pallywood is the conspiracy theory that is laughable to anyone with a fucking brain that only the most psychopathic far-right Israelis believe in, that they claim, well, I mean, or not believe in, but at least have the audacity to openly say. Normal Israelis also do believe in Pallywood, but I'm saying like most of them at least know better to just like not openly state that this is this is completely made up. Pallywood, for those of you who don't know, is the idea that Israel actually isn't doing any fucking genocide whatsoever or never really killing Palestinians. But as a matter of fact, Palestinians are just doing makeup and faking the deaths. And honestly, outside of Germans, I've never seen somebody in the West who has no connection to Israel whatsoever repeat the Pallywood statements like this. Yeah, it is like akin to Holocaust denial. Yes.
This is cinema. This is kino. If anything, people screaming for help might carry more evidence that it's a terrorist than not. What is the implication in your mind? Like, what are you thinking? You're like, oh.
Oh, dude, this is great, man. This is awesome. What do the Destiny fans have to say about this? They're probably just like, oh, dude, you're taking him out of context. He didn't mean it. He was just joking when he says people screaming for help actually is more likely that they're terrorists is a bar for sure.
Okay, the commanders in Israel today are like, all right, here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to intentionally target this convoy of humanitarian aid. We're going to all of them. And then we'll just like publish a statement later today. It'll be epic and hilarious. Like, I'm going to turn the whole world against me. We're going to foreign nationals for the lulz. What a retarded statement. Like, even Russia wouldn't do something that retarded. Nobody operates in this way. It's so stupid. It's so patently obvious. Like, if you think this, you're a child and your whole
Hasan, you're a fucking idiot. D's going to pull out a real good Google search to show you down. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie. Nice clip chimping. Listen to his context. Bro, what context? The context is him defending Israel. Is he not defending Israel? Like, you can't pick this apart. This is him defending the World Central Kitchen bombings that the entire global community recognized as completely unjustifiable, that Israel itself said oopsie on. Like, what do you mean? Is he saying, just kidding, this is what I would say if I was a genocidal asshole after the very second that clip ends? Because that's the only time where this would be out of context. Haha, just kidding. If I was a genocidal monster demonstrating how oblivious I am to the inhumanity presented by the horrifying videos that are coming out of Gaza, this is what I would say. He straight up in the previous one was talking about the flower massacre being kino. It is real, but it's still like cameras are presented. He's undermining the severity of the Israeli actions. Like, that's it.
approach to the conflict is childlike. I don't know if there needs to be another occupation. I don't know if they just need another government. I don't know if there needs to be like a different Palestinian administrator, but the what exists right now just can't be. It just can't be. I don't know. It's wholly unacceptable.
You guys have an encyclopedia worthy paste bin of like everything that I say that is like clipped out of context or clipped in a way that it like is to show the absolute worst possible positions that I do not have. So go ahead, give me the context to any number of things that he's actually saying here. I'm sure you have his opinion locked and ready to go in the chamber too. He's so close to saying Palestinians need to die. Bro, he has said that. That was his starting position. His starting position on October 7, I think, was literally, yes, a genocide needs to happen, lol. And then he spent the next couple of months scouring Wikipedia to engage in post hoc rationalizations for why this is actually permissible. Everything that Israel is doing is good. He literally started there and worked backwards, which is something that he hates the most. Because a lot of people do that, and he says, I do that all the time. But when he does it in broad fucking daylight, his audience might even get mad at him for it. You know what I mean? He desperately tries to fucking act like, no, I'm learning. I'm just learning. You hate learning. It's like, no, dumbass. We're not saying you hate learning. We're not making fun of you for learning. We're making fun of you for being completely oblivious to the reality and playing catch up. And still, of course, because your starting position is unshakable here, because you're the permanent contrarian, you're doing a very shitty job at defending genocide, which is already hard to begin with. Why are we shitting on looking up facts? Oh, he's being disingenuous. Yes, dude. Yes, using Wikipedia is okay. That's not the point here. It's so funny how quickly you get captivated by this like talking point where you're like, "Oh, I guess these people are shitting on research." No, dude. Wiki research is just a catch-all term. But when I talk about wiki research lol, what I'm not talking about is like trying to genuinely learn what the fuck is going on by scouring Wikipedia. What I'm shitting on is having a position that is pro-Israeli, genociding Palestinian people, and then trying to play catch up against people who have been literally writing books on the matter since before he was born, you know? And here it is. There you go. Thank you. If you want context, he says bombing the kitchen crew was bad. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Thank God he said bombing the kitchen crew was bad. But to say Israel deliberately bombed knowing them, they were just feeding Palestinians. So you went on a 5-minute rant when you both agree it was a bad thing to happen just so you think that Jews were just looking for blood of innocence? Yeah, dude, that's what I said. You're right. Yeah, you definitely did a really good job of reframing my argument in the most charitable, most favorable way possible, even though I've, spent hours talking about it. No, my friend, my position on this is that the organized chaos that seemingly is disorganized on the ground is deliberate, okay? It's called kill zones. That is precisely what Israel is doing, so that their units that have already been operating without any kind of serious top-down scrutiny will continue doing these incredibly violent things. And the evidence I use for that is the 200 aid workers that they killed prior to the World Central Kitchen aid workers. There have been many instances where deconfliction has not saved the lives of aid workers, whether it be the Palestinian Red Crescent, whether it be UNRWA aid workers, whether it be any number of UNRWA aid workers that are working to feed Palestinians. Because Israel wants to do ethnic cleansing. That's the overarching goal here. And they've said it time and time again, and that's precisely what the ICJ court case is about. So I don't know why you are against, I don't know why you are against even liberals who are Zionists themselves, like Jose Andres, the founder of World Central Kitchen, who also said Israel deliberately targeted his convoy. They've killed 200 aid workers prior to this. Most of those aid workers also were, there working with round-the-clock communication with the IDF. You can't do that without communicating with the IDF. You can't move convoys without prior knowledge from the IDF, and they still get fucking lasered. How does that happen? It happens because it's a fucking kill zone. The goal is to starve out the population. The goal is to kill as many people as possible and their allies. I've seen this man defend BLM. I don't know what. Wait, what? I've seen this man defend BLM. I don't understand how he supports Israel, like how that happened. Bro, I don't know if you know this, but the reason why he got banned from this website, at least on one of these instances, was because he very famously said that he wants white supremacists to run over Black Lives Matter protesters. This is what happens. This is what happens when you only see people with TikTok clips where they're popping off.